Hello moneymakers. Look, I've been spending the last few weeks just completely buried in YouTube analytics, and honestly, I kinda lost track of time because what I found was so much bigger than I expected, and I'm talking about 12 brand new faceless niches that are absolutely exploding right now in 2026, and most people still have no idea they even exist. I'm not talking about the same recycled advice you've heard a million times before. Just take a look at them. With just 15 videos, this channel got 450,000 subscribers. Almost every video crossed 1 million views, while the initial videos got somewhere around 500,000 views. Or, this channel, in just 1 year, uploaded around 60 videos and has already built over 800,000 subscribers. Now this channel did even better. They started posting videos just 7 months ago and have already made over 108,000 subscribers with a total of more than 16 million views. So, the results are real, not just a fantasy. Now I know, you're probably wondering if these niches are actually worth your time, or if they're just another trend that's going to die out in a couple of weeks. But here's the thing. I've done the research, and I've looked at the numbers, and I can tell you with full confidence that these niches have staying power, because they tap into emotions, curiosity, and problems that people are always going to care about. So, if you're ready to finally start that faceless YouTube channel you've been putting off, or if you're just tired of making videos that get like 30 views, and most of them are probably your mom, then stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to have at least one niche that fits you perfectly, and you're going to know exactly how to get started without spending a fortune or needing any fancy equipment. By the way, if you are new to the channel, let me tell you that we've already created detailed videos on many of these niches, and you'll find the links in the description. But if you need more tutorials on any other niches, let me know in the comments which niche you'd like a detailed breakdown on next. So, let's grab a cup of coffee, and let's get started with the most important question. Niche 1. Alright, so the first niche I want to talk about is called animated Wojak stories, and if you've spent any time on the internet in the last few years, you've probably seen that little stick figure guy with the sad face showing up in memes everywhere, but here's what most people don't realize. There are channels right now making thousands of dollars a month just by turning those memes into short animated stories. And the reason this niche is blowing up so fast is that it hits on something that Gen Z and younger millennials are obsessed with, which is finding humor and relatability in everyday struggles and awkward situations that nobody really talks about in real life. So, these channels will take topics like dealing with a terrible boss at work, or feeling anxious at a party, or trying to figure out adult life when you have no idea what you're doing, and they turn it into these darkly funny animated shorts, using Wojak as the main character. And because the stories are so relatable, people just keep watching them over and over again. The animation style is super simple, like intentionally low quality in a way that actually makes it funnier, and the whole vibe is kind of self-aware and sarcastic, which is exactly what that audience loves. And honestly, this is one of the easiest niches to replicate with AI, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. You can go to ChatGPT and ask it to generate story ideas based on common life struggles or trending topics. Then you can use AI image generators like Google's Imagen or Leonardo to create the Wojak characters in different poses and expressions, and after that you can animate them using tools like Runway or even simple animation features inside CapCut, and then you just add an AI voiceover and you're basically done. The editing is minimal, the production is fast, and the audience is already there waiting for this kind of content. Competition is still pretty low because most people haven't figured out how easy this is yet, and you can expect an RPM of around $3 to $4 since it falls under entertainment, which isn't the highest, but it's solid for a beginner niche. Now let's move on to niche number 2, which is modern war tech. And I'm going to be honest, when I first saw this niche, I thought it was just another generic news channel, but then I actually watched a few videos and realized it's way more interesting than that. So this niche focuses specifically on modern military technology and warfare, and it's not about politics or picking sides or any of that. It's more about the actual machines and weapons and strategies that countries are using right now. You'll find videos comparing military power between rival nations, breaking down what happens when a country buys advanced fighter jets or missile systems, explaining secret weapons that most people don't even know exist, and honestly, the audience for this stuff is huge right now. Because there are so many global conflicts and tensions happening all over the world, people are genuinely curious about what's going on behind the scenes. The cool thing is, You don't need to be on the ground reporting or interviewing anyone. You're just compiling information from public sources and presenting it in a way that's easy to understand and visually engaging. So you can use AI-generated clips, screenshots from news articles, maps, military footage from public domain sources, and some basic editing to create videos that look professional. And because the topics are always changing based on what's happening in the world, you're never going to run out of content ideas. Which is a huge advantage when you're trying to build a consistent upload schedule. But to know more about this, follow the link I have provided in the description below. But before we dive in, I want to quickly tell you about my exclusive school community. Inside, I share premium resources, proven prompts, step-by-step systems, and insider strategies that I don't share anywhere else. You'll also get direct access to me, weekly live calls, and a network of creators who are building channels just like you. If you're serious about growing faster and don't want to waste months figuring everything out alone, this community is the shortcut. You can find the link in the description and join today for $199 only. Niche number 4 is called Prehistoric Humans and Survival. And I'll be real with you. When I first heard about this, I thought it sounded super niche and maybe a little too specific. But then I looked at the numbers and realized I was completely wrong. This niche is all about going way back to the Stone Age, or even earlier, and showing how early humans survived when they didn't have any of the technology or tools or comforts that we take for granted today. And it turns out modern audiences are absolutely obsessed with this, because it makes them think about how soft we've become, and how much we rely on things that didn't even exist a few thousand years ago. So, you'll find videos about how ancient people made fire without matches, how they hunted massive animals with just sharpened sticks, how they built shelters from scratch, what they ate when there were no grocery stores, and all of these topics create this really interesting contrast between their struggles and our modern problems, which keeps people watching because it's both educational and kind of humbling at the same time. The format is usually documentary style with a deep authoritative voiceover that makes everything feel more serious and important. And the visuals are mostly AI-generated images of prehistoric scenes, along with some stock footage of nature and animals. You can get topic ideas from ChatGPT by asking it to generate scripts about specific aspects of prehistoric life. Then you use AI image generators to create the visuals, add your voiceover, which can also be AI if you don't want to use your own voice, and you're basically done with very little effort compared to most other types of content. Competition is really low right now because most people haven't caught on to how popular this niche is becoming, and the RPM is around $4 to $5 since it's educational content, so you're going to have a huge advantage. Now, niche number 5 is one that hit me right in the feels when I first saw it, because it's called nostalgia, and it's basically just channels that remind people of their childhood and make them feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So these channels focus on people who grew up between the 70s and 90s, and they talk about what life was like back then, like what games kids played, what TV shows everyone watched, what brands and products were popular, what daily routines looked like before smartphones and the internet took over. And all of this creates such a strong emotional connection with that generation because everyone loves remembering the good old days when things felt simpler and less stressful. The videos are super easy to make because you just need an AI voiceover, some AI-generated images, photos from Google that are already out there, maybe a little bit of image animation to make things more dynamic. And honestly, the editing is so minimal that even a complete beginner could knock out a video in a few hours. The topics basically write themselves because you can just think about your own childhood or ask people in that age group what they remember, and you'll have endless content ideas. And because nostalgia is such a universal emotion, these videos tend to get shared a lot, which helps them go viral organically. The RPM is around $4 to $5 since it's educational content, and if you can tap into that emotional connection and make people feel something when they watch your videos, you're going to build a really loyal audience that keeps coming back for more. Alright, niche number 6 is psychology. Instead of focusing on relationship psychology or dating advice. These channels are all about the psychology of specific types of people and why different individuals behave in different ways, like the psychology of introverts, or people who overthink everything, or people who prefer being alone, or even weirdly specific things like the psychology of short people or left-handed people. The reason this works so well is because everyone wants to understand themselves better, and when they watch a video that describes their exact personality type or behavior patterns, it feels almost like the video was made specifically for them. The topics are incredibly relatable because most people can see themselves in at least one of these categories, and the comments are always full of people saying things like, "This is literally me," or "I feel so seen right now," which tells you that the content is hitting exactly the right nerve. Creating these videos is pretty straightforward because you can use ChatGPT to generate scripts based on psychological research and common behavior patterns. Then you use AI-generated visuals or stock footage to keep things interesting, while the voiceover explains the concepts, and the editing is minimal. Because the focus is really on the information and the insights, rather than flashy graphics or complicated transitions. The audience is also broad because everyone is curious about human behavior and psychology, and the topics are evergreen, which means they're not tied to trends or current events, so your videos will keep getting views months or even years after you upload them. Competition is moderate, but there's still room for new channels to break through, and the RPM is around $4 to $5 since it's educational, so if you can find your own unique angle or focus on personality types, it's gonna blow up. Now, niche number 7 is kind of unusual, but it's actually genius when you think about it, and it's called Science for Sleep, which is exactly what it sounds like. These channels create extremely long videos about science topics like physics, quantum theory, biology, space exploration, and all kinds of other fascinating subjects. But they're specifically designed to help people fall asleep, while also learning something new at the same time. The narration is slow and soothing, almost like a really calm documentary, and there's no aggressive editing or loud music or anything that would wake you up, so people put these videos on at night and just let them play while they drift off. Now, you might be wondering why anyone would want to fall asleep to educational content, but here's the thing. A lot of people have trouble turning their brains off at night, and they find that listening to something interesting, but not too stimulating, helps them relax and fall asleep faster than just lying there in silence, or listening to random noise. The audience for this is actually pretty big because insomnia and sleep problems are pretty common, and science topics are perfect for this format because they're intellectually engaging without being emotionally intense or stressful. Creating these videos is really beginner-friendly because you can use AI-generated visuals of space or atoms or whatever topic you're covering. Add a calm, AI voiceover that sounds almost hypnotic, and keep the editing super minimal since the whole point is to be relaxing, not overstimulating. No doubt competition is low right now because this is still a relatively new niche, and the RPM is around $4 to $5 since it's educational. Plus, YouTube loves long watch time, which these videos naturally generate because people literally fall asleep with them playing. Niche number 8 is sticky animation-based health tips, and if you've been following YouTube trends at all, you've probably seen stick figure animations pop up in all kinds of niches, but now they're taking over the health space too. These channels use super simple stick figure animations to explain health concepts and what happens inside your body when you do certain things, like what happens when you stop eating sugar for a month, or why sitting too long damages your spine, or what your body goes through when you don't get enough sleep. And the topics are designed to spark curiosity while also being genuinely useful and informative. The animation style is intentionally basic, which actually makes it more approachable and less intimidating than watching a super polished medical animation, and the explanations are broken down into middle school level language so anyone can understand them without needing a science degree. Health is one of those evergreen niches that will literally never die, because people are always going to care about their bodies and want to live healthier lives, and the topics are endless, so you're never going to run out of ideas for new videos. Creating these is almost the same as other niches before with ChatGPT, AI-generated visuals, and narration. But from my experience, I know that no matter how simple this is, it still takes an ample amount of your time to generate a quality outcome, which you probably can't afford to invest. And that's okay, because I got a solution for you also. Before we move ahead, let me be very clear about one thing. Everything you are seeing in this video, you can do it yourself. That is why I'm explaining the full process openly. But I also know the reality. Not everyone has the time. Not everyone wants to deal with tools, prompts, testing, and mistakes. And not everyone wants to wait months just to understand what actually works. When I started, I thought doing everything alone was the only option. I watched tutorials. I tested ideas. I failed more times than I can count. What slowed me down was not knowledge. It was execution. That is why I created my Done For You program. If you want, you can hire me and my team to create videos for you. We are already running 10 to 20 YouTube channels, and AI Maskman is one of them. These are real channels, real uploads, real results. Instead of you figuring everything out, we handle the work for you. We help you choose the right niche, set up your channel properly, create videos in formats that are already proven, and build a system that can scale over time. I have added a link below where you can book a free call with me. We will talk, understand your goal, and see if this makes sense for you. No pressure, no fake promises. Now let's continue with the video. Competition in this niche is moderate but growing, and the RPM is actually really solid at around $6 to $10 because health and fitness is a high-value category that advertisers love. So if you can establish yourself now while it's still relatively early, you're going to be in great shape as the niche continues to expand. Okay, niche number 9 is quizzes and trivia, and specifically character-based quizzes. These channels post videos like, guess the anime character by their eyes. Only true Naruto fans can answer this, or easy versus hard One Piece trivia. And they're designed to maximize engagement by making viewers want to comment their answers, challenge their friends, or prove how much they know about their favorite shows or characters. The format is super simple. You show a question with a timer, let people guess, and then reveal the answer. Even though it sounds basic, the engagement is insane because people love testing their knowledge and competing with each other in the comments. The videos are really easy to create because you can use images from the shows or games you're quizzing about, add some text overlays and timers, include an AI voiceover, or just background music, and you're done. And the whole thing can probably be made in under an hour once you get the hang of it. The audience is mostly younger, like teens and people in their 20s, and they're super active and engaged. That's why competition is high in this niche, and the RPM is around $4 since it's entertainment. Just find an unserved niche within the quiz space or come up with unique question formats to blow up. Now, niche number 10 is one of the most unique on this list, and it's called Ghibli-style ASMR videos. When I first saw these, I was kind of blown away by how simple yet effective they are. These channels create cozy visual environments inspired by Studio Ghibli animations, and they pair them with soothing ambient sounds like rain falling on a roof, wind blowing through trees, or a fireplace crackling in the background. People use these videos to relax, study, sleep, or just escape from stress for a little while. There's no talking, narration, or complicated story, just pure vibes and atmosphere. And the appeal is universal because everyone deals with stress and anxiety. And sometimes you just need something calming to look at and listen to without having to think or process information. Common themes include rainy village nights, peaceful kitchen scenes, quiet morning nature, and soft cooking sounds, which are incredibly comforting. Creating these videos is actually pretty straightforward now because you can use AI image generators like Midjourney or Stable Diffusion to create the Ghibli-style visuals. Then use AI video tools like Runway or Pika to animate them slightly so they feel alive. Add your sound effects, which you can find royalty-free online, and you're basically done with very little editing needed. Competition is extremely low right now because this is such a new niche, and the RPM is around $3 to $5 since it's entertainment, but the real value here is that these videos get played for hours at a time, which means massive watch time, and the algorithm absolutely loves that. Niche number 11 is real estate, and before you click away thinking you need to be an agent or have industry experience, just stick with me because this is actually a super accessible niche for regular creators. These channels focus on real estate education and market analysis, not selling homes. They cover housing trends, investment opportunities, city comparisons, and the forces shaping where people buy. Viewers love this niche because housing is a major financial decision. Topics like people leaving certain states, cheapest cities, price drops, housing crises, and future boom areas tap into both fear and opportunity, keeping it highly relevant. The format is simple. You need to show maps, city footage, charts, and storytelling, with very basic level editing since the value is in the insights. Even though competition is moderate, RPM is high, often $10 to $12 or more, making it one of the most profitable faceless niches. And finally, niche number 12 is human body explainers, which is perfect for short S, and it's all about answering one simple question: what happens inside your body if you do this? These channels explain what happens inside your body when you drink coffee daily, skip sleep, stress your heart, scroll too much, smoke, or do other common habits that affect health. The topics are relatable and curiosity-driven, which drives clicks. As health awareness grows, this niche is expanding. People want to know how daily habits impact their bodies, even if they do not plan to change yet. To create these videos, you need strong topic ideas, AI-generated 3D organ visuals, and a clear presentation. Add an AI voiceover, captions, and simple transitions. If the video is engaging, it can reach millions of views. Competition is still low, and RPM is around $4 to $5 since the content is educational. With consistent uploads and clear explanations, growth can happen quickly. These are 12 faceless niches growing in 2026, and all can be built using accessible AI tools. The key is to pick one and commit. Success on YouTube comes from consistency, not talent or expensive equipment. Choose a niche you care about, build a simple workflow, and upload consistently for at least 3 months. That gives the algorithm time to identify and push your content to the right audience. If you want a deeper breakdown of any niche or help getting started, leave a comment and subscribe to this channel to get more insights and tutorials. See you soon.
दोस्तों मुझे उम्मीद है आपको अच्छे से समझ आ गया होगा। और मैं पिछली वीडियो में भी आपको बताया था कि मैं वीडियो कैसे बनाता हूँ, वॉइस कैसे जनरेट करता हूँ और कैसे मैंने ये सब बनाता हूँ। तो मैं एक बार दोबारा मैं आपको समझा देता हूँ कि मैं जो है ना ये सब कैसे बनाता हूँ। तो चलो स्क्रीन की तरफ चलते हैं। सबसे पहले आपने जो है ना आउटर इफेक्ट पे आना है, उसके बाद जो है ना वॉइस कैरेक्टर जो है ना कैपकट में होता है, सही है। तो आपको जो वॉइस इधर से पसंद है वो आप ले लिए और फिर आपने देखना है कि कौन सी वॉइस जो है ना वो वीडियो के साथ अच्छी लगती है। मैं आवाज़ टेस्ट करता हूँ, आपको सुनाता हूँ कि इसकी आवाज़ कैसी है।
Look, I've been spending the last few weeks just
तो अगर आपको आज ये वाली पसंद है तो वीडियो को लाइक करना। और ये स्पेशली यूके यूनाइटेड किंगडम यूएसए जैसे है ताकि वो लोग भी समझ सके, इसलिए इंग्लिश में भी बना रहा हूँ। तो अगर समझ आए तो वीडियो को लाइक करना, पसंद आई तो सब्सक्राइब भी करना। मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए बाय बाय।